Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, May 25th of 24. And I had to work. No, nothing's wrong. This is planned. We talked about it, I think, already this week. Heading to work. Heading to be part coverage for the desk. Should it be needed? Honestly, if they say it's not needed, I'm just gonna fucking go home. I'm gonna work a bit too. I mean, I'm gonna get, if they say it's not needed, I'm gonna get some office stuff done first. Make sure I'm all caught up. Maybe start doing some end of month for next week. Free night vouchers. The gift cards. Can the car start? Car did not start. Try it again. The garage door is still open. I'm not sure I like that. There it went. That works. Why does that work? If the car would stay running, I'd be happier. But when you unlock the car, it shuts the car off. Immediate. Which sucks. I'm actually gonna go ahead and report the garage door, which is like that now, to maintenance. Say, hey, this is stuck open. Has been since last night. While I let this load, I'm just going to say, let's go have a good day. We're home. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell? We're outside. Yeah, can't get into the garage. The door is done busted. So, yeah. I can park down here and take stairs, which is really fun for tomorrow morning. I was reminded that I have the jam session in Wanakee tomorrow morning. Or during the day. I actually forget what time it is. What time that event's at. I know I'm doing it. And then Monday is a morning thing. Monday is very much a morning thing. That's a 10 a.m. step off. So I want to be there 9:30. If he's leaving here early. In all honesty, I'm kind of glad the door is down, because that was a security issue. Because you don't use a key to get through any doors down there once you're in the garage. Where's my kitty? Missy. I hear you. I stopped at the Target again. This time because someone said they're gonna have, everyone's saying they have grilled food. It's like, well, I can get bratwurst. That's about it, and I can grill it inside with on the Foreman. And that's what I'm gonna fucking do. I could go out to Bratfest and have a very, very overpriced brat that I know it goes to charity. But I repeat, it's a very, very overpriced brat. A single Johnsonville brat for like what, $5? No, thank you. No fucking thank you. Missy. Missy, want treat? Missy, want treat? Yeah. She does. Let's look at those treats. So remember, I think it was yesterday. We had come home. No, I didn't have the camera rolling when I came home. That's right. I was looking for. Well, I said I was getting a Soda Stream. I showed these off because it was told it was delivered. It will be held at a place. Held at the at one of the UPS stores, the one by work actually. It'll be held there. You're okay, I'm gonna get a thing tomorrow saying where it's gonna be. No, it was delivered to UPS. As in, delivered to where UPS now has it from the East fucking Coast and is bringing it. They're still getting it on Wednesday. I was hoping for better than that. But you know, it's what it is. I can't complain too much, I guess. So it'll be a little bit of time before we can actually start using that. Until then, I have my own stuff here. I'm debating if I actually want to have those brats tonight, though. Or do I have something else? Something that's less. Give me a moment to change something into a little more comfortable. Yeah, I can talk today. I have no brain. Very good. Be right back. It's a little later. It's quite a bit later, actually. I ended up kind of laying in the bed for like 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. I think I've been home for an hour. I have no fucking clue. Regardless, I just kind of laid down and was like, I don't want to fucking move. But it's fine. I was trying to figure out what the hell I want to have for dinner. And I've decided I'm going to treat myself. I have ordered delivery. I have ordered Outback. I haven't had Outback in a while. Yes, I'm aware. Outback is not the superior steakhouse experience, but it was the only one available on Grubhub. So that's why I went that way. In the meantime, appetizer. I don't care how old I am. Uncrustables are the best. Yeah, it was a very good day. I actually didn't get a whole lot of work done. I did work at the front a little bit. Yeah, helped some guests, made some things happen. Had a couple guests who were actually stuck, couldn't get out of or get into their room. Their lock died, and that sucks. Anyway, it's day. Today's been a day. You know what? I want to show you guys that thing I look at. Be right back. Hello, everyone. It's finally time that I do this thing that I said I would do a couple of days ago. Let's look at how to look at severe weather and how to interpret your risk factor for severe weather. And today is a good example because there's some shit happening in Oklahoma. And I like that because that's not here. So we're going to go ahead and go open up this console. Don't mind me. Don't mind my news tab. We're going to go to spc.noaa.gov if you're in the U.S. The Storm Prediction Center, of course, has a moderate risk for severe weather. This was actually they updated this 11 minutes ago, so this is actually perfect. And there's all 3 tornado watch. It looks like there's 3 tornado watches and a severe thunderstorm watch. Yep, there is. They also have mesoscale discussions, which is really cool if you want to get into like the nitty gritty as to why they issue severe weather watches and how they get to that point. And then the outlooks are the important thing. So let's go to here's the thunderstorm outlook. You can see we're going to get thunderstorms right here, right there. That's not what I'm looking at though. The day 1 convective outlook is what I'm looking at. And we'll zoom in and you kind of see right here so I talked about the different levels of threat level for severe weather. There's thunderstorm, general thunderstorm risk, which is it gonna rain. Then you have marginal risk, which is right here. It's the darker green shaded area. A slight risk of severe storms, which means that's the yellow area. An enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms means it's a little greater. And then you have a moderate risk. If you see moderate or high, I mean, moderate is like, midland. No, that's actually, I would say that's a 4 out of 5. Your midland's more your enhanced risk. This is just the categorical thing. We'll put in, that's a little too busy. That's a lot of things. Unless your weather area. I'm in this one. I'm actually in the little inside of the thing. What's RFCs? Okay, not gonna. Oh, that's must be regional forecast centers. Okay, there are the interstates. You can kind of see there's Kansas City, right there. Oklahoma City is right about here. You can look at counties. Oh boy, that is convoluted. Anyway, so it's saying down here, day 1 risk. And it'll mention some larger population centers. So in the moderate risk, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Springfield, Missouri, Topeka, Kansas, and Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. In the enhanced risk, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, Oklahoma City, and Kansas City. And then down here you will find the discussion, and the discussion can get wordy. Low-level moisture concerns, which may eventually reach the North Carolina. The fuel supercells will be profitable. Trying to see if there's like where it gets like super technical. But anyway, you can see all of that there. Now, there's more you can actually see on this. You see up on the top, there's the 4 buttons: categorical, tornado, wind, and hail. So if I pop up, just hover over the tornado button here. Ooh. I actually clicked on it so I could keep it up on the screen. That is pretty major. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels of holy crap. That's my official technical term right there. 2%, and this is probability of a tornado within 25 miles of a point. So anywhere within 25 miles of there, possible. We're not ruling it out. And they don't go, I mean, if you see this go much higher than 15%, they're super confident. I mean, they're tornadoes are hard to predict in the first place. Severe weather like this is hard to predict in the first place. So when they have this double-digit percentage, pay attention. The other day, this last Tuesday, the 21st, it was 21st. It was just 10% over Iowa and parts of Wisconsin. Actually, I was inside the 10% part, and we had, oh yeah. So it is 2%, the brown is 5%, yellow is 10, the red is 15, then there's pink for 30, purple for 45, and if you see blue, fucking hell, don't go out. Run away if you can. They also have this black kind of, they call it a hatched region. That has a 10% or greater of probability of anything stronger than an EF2 tornado. While we're talking about that, let's go to the enhanced Fujita scale. The Fujita scale is it's a measurement of it's an estimation of winds on how much damage a tornado causes. Nope, go for the National Weather Service. And they're estimating a 3-second gust of wind. The enhanced Fujita scale runs from 0 to 5. They call it enhanced Fujita scale because the original Fujita scale was a little, it might have overestimated. Show me the original Fujita scale. Or not. Here we go. Good old Wikipedia. They estimated the winds to be very strong. F0, less than 73 miles per hour, light damage. F1, 73 to 112 for moderate. F2 is considerable damage, 113 to 157. F3 would be severe. That'd be from 158 to 206. That's in terms of wind speed. F4, devastating, from 207 to 260. And then F5 is 261 and more. And keep in mind, this is an estimation. This does not use actual data other than how much damage has been caused. That's it. So, and this is also the old Fujita scale. The new one, the wind speeds are a little less now. EF0, 65 to 85, 1 up to 110, 2 to 135, 3 to 165, 4 to 200, and 5 is over 200. And it's based on, they have these numbers, or they use these little damage indicators to put all of it together and give a rating. The tornado in Greenfield was rated an EF4. I thought it should have been an EF5, but that's just me. I think there needs to be a different kind of scale, personally, that uses something other than just damage. But anyway, so that's tornado. We have wind speeds. Now, wind speeds, there's only 5 categorical risks here. They can predict wind speeds a little better. Start getting into the reds and pinks. That's where I'm a little concerned. So this is probability of damaging thunderstorm winds or wind gusts of 50 knots or higher within a 25 miles of a point. 50 knots, I believe it's about 58 miles per hour. So they use nautical miles to help measure severe thunderstorms and things like that. The hatched area talks about a 10% greater probability of wind gusts 65 knots or greater. I believe that is your hurricane force winds, which is 74 miles per hour. Hi, Missy. Hello. And you can see 45% here along Kansas and western Missouri. Going to the hail risk. Hail also, there's... Don't ask me how they make these forecasts. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I didn't do that studying. There's shit they look at in prevailing winds and how the climatology is coming together, and there's just a lot of things that go into making these forecasts. I just try to read and interpret them to what I need to do. This is hail. Probability of 1-inch diameter hail or larger within 25 miles of a point. Hatched is 2 inches or larger. That's big shit. That's large. Right here along southern Kansas, northern Oklahoma, that little 45% risk of large hail, 2 inches in diameter or more, is a lot. It's a lot. So, how do I interpret that? I'm going to go back to here. So, in my instance, I'm right inside this line here. Or Madison's like right there. You know what? Let's pull up the interstates. Madison's like right there. So, thunderstorms, potential for thunderstorms today. That's it. Over the next, this is valid 260100Z Z to 261200Z. That's Greenwich Mean Time. So I will take 5 hours off of that, which would be 8 p.m. today, 26 meaning May 26th, to about 7 a.m. Between the next 11 hours, I have thunderstorm risk. That's it. Now, if I were in this marginal risk, I probably wouldn't be paying a whole lot of attention. If you can kind of look in that marginal risk, not a lot. It's mostly because one parameter hit. One of these three parameters hit. That's it. And not for much. If I'm in the slight risk, I'll pay a little more attention, keep my eye to the sky, and hope that, you know, it's the severe weather is down to a minimum. Maybe reviewing with my front desk staff as to what to do in the event of adverse weather. And what if guests have questions, you know, answer the questions. Be truthful. Enhanced risk, I'm paying a lot more attention. I mean, yes, they'll issue more of an enhanced risk on a more regular basis, but yeah, I'll be paying a lot more attention. We'll probably see a watch that night, maybe some good thunderstorms, but that's what I'm seeing for an enhanced risk. When I'm seeing the moderate risk, I'm pointing at my screen. When I see that moderate risk up here, right here, when I see that, I know it's a big deal. I know it's a bigger deal. Confidence is a lot higher in the development of severe thunderstorms, probably ones that are stronger. Let me see if I can get back to if they have a thing explaining these. Did you know? Here we go. So, this is exactly what I want. Level nothing. General thunderstorm. No severe thunderstorms expected. All thunderstorms can produce deadly lightning, gusty winds, small hail. All thunderstorms can do that. Looking at this here, there's looking at this little graph. You're probably not going to get any severe thunderstorms. Marginal. Some storms could be capable of damaging winds and severe hail. Localized tornado threat could develop. Any severe thunderstorm could have a little spin-up tornado that develops just out of nowhere. Those are going to be like your EF0, EF1 tornadoes. Tiny tornadoes. Isolated severe thunderstorms. So it's not like you're going to have a huge line going across your entire state. That's a marginal risk. A slight risk. Isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms expected. Increased confidence that some storms will contain damaging wind, severe hail, and or tornado potential. A few severe thunderstorms could be significant. That's where you're seeing that hatched risk. That's significant. I also got my dinner while I was trying to get this all set up, so bear with me here. Enhanced. Now, when I said moderate kind of feels Midland, look at this graph over here. There's your Midland right there. It's enhanced. High confidence that several storms will contain damaging wind, severe hail, and or tornadoes. Several severe storms could be significant. Scattered to numerous severe storms expected. That does not mean be scared. That means be prepared. It means prepare yourself. You know what you're trying to do. You know where your shelter is. What are you going to do in the event of adverse conditions? In my case, Tuesday night, the sirens went off. We got Kitty in the carrier. We went downstairs and hunkered down in the storage area. Not much else I could really do. 4, moderate. High confidence that many storms will contain damaging winds, severe hail, and/or tornadoes. Several severe storms are likely to be significant. Likely, not could, likely. Scattered to numerous severe storms are expected. This is again like your 75 to 80% risk of severe storms. And then you have number 5. If you see this, bad day. High confidence that an outbreak of storms will contain tornadoes, damaging hail, or damaging winds and or severe hail, tornado outbreak and or widespread damaging winds, and numerous severe storms expected. That's what these all break down to. And what I like to say is, if I'm close to one of these higher areas, I'm paying more attention. Like Tuesday, we were pretty close to this moderate risk, and I didn't think we'd have tornadoes, and we didn't have tornadoes here. We did have tornado warnings, but we did not have tornadoes. But no warnings, but no actual tornadoes confirmed. Anyway, wait a minute, the thunderstorm. Oh, that's thunderstorm outlook, and more thunderstorms happening. Cool. Going to the day one convective outlook. Back to this. You can look at this on a few days out. They're not going to have as high a confidence a few days out, but if you see that might be something to pay attention to. Like here, day 3 or day 2. Having a day 2 enhanced risk is not a big deal. We do have a slight or a marginal risk near us here in southern Wisconsin. So again, nothing I'm really going to pay too much attention to. Just look at the storms, and if a big one happens, cool, big one happens. Oh, damn. And again, looking at tornado, there's a bit of a tornado risk over over Paducah and northwest Tennessee, southwest Missouri, or southeast Missouri. Lots of wind and hail. Going back to categorical, we'll go to day 3. Day 3, slight risk over here in the DMV region, North Carolina. Thunderstorms for me. And day 3, they stopped looking at the tornado, wind, hail separated out because it's harder to predict that far out. Yes, it's only day 3, which is 2 days away basically, because we're on day 1 now. But they'll go 15% of total severe probability. You notice how well that kind of matches up pretty well with this. So I would imagine if they saw 30%, it would be enhanced, 45% would be moderate, 60% would be high. To see a day 3 high risk, I would shudder in my boots. I don't even wear boots. Day 4 through 8 are all kind of muddled into one thing because usually you don't see a whole lot here. Yep, usually get a lot of that. Predictability too low or potential too low. So nothing major happening in day 4 through 8. Anyway, that's kind of a quick rundown as to what I do regarding severe storms and what I look at in terms of how I determine, okay, am I going to have a really good day or is it going to be a bad day? Is it we're going to have a bad day and have to go downstairs in the basement? I think I'm going to end the vlog here because I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I just realized, why is that blurry as hell? What the hell? Whoa. I just got crispy. Playing with what's noise reduction? Ugh. Oh, it's a smoothing thing. I see. I'm not as knowledgeable about cameras as some other people online that I know. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.